So, I've been noticing that Hollywood apparently can't find any brand new ideas for movies. They just keep reproducing complete and total garbage. Like, this is basically a video about how Hollywood apparently is so lazy that they can't sit together in a room and produce quality movies anymore. They just keep redoing older movies or ruining sequels and trilogies by just putting out total crap. Um, Now, I went to go see the Wonder Woman movie. I didn't think it was too terrible. I mean, I thought it was decent, but it 2.5 hours, almost over 2 hours, is just wrong for a person to have to sit in a movie theater. I mean, that's just as bad as the 4 hour editions of the Lord of the Rings movies. And here's my theory, okay, is apparently Hollywood has discovered that to make money now, all they have to do is just put total crap out, and they expect us to just sit there and watch it and spend millions of dollars on it. Um, so let's start with the Smurfs. I liked the cartoon. I grew up watching the cartoon. I respected it when I was growing up. I just thought that it was something that was well written as far as the characters. But when they started doing the movies, I realized that you guys are pretty much ruining what the Smurf characters were. Now you're just adding stupid dance music and fart jokes and burping and stuff. I think it's pointless. Please stop making them. My brain hurts. Um, the same thing with the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. How many are there now? Are there 17 now? Um, Now I didn't mind the first two movies. I thought they were actually decent, but when they started getting into the other movies, I was like, no, not my thing. That's just god awful. It's torture. Please don't do this anymore. Oh my god, no. And now, Ghostbusters. Wow, I'm gonna get heat for this. First two movies amazing. Cartoon series amazing. The new movie complete and total asinine bullshit. It's horrible. It's it's like getting my tooth ripped out by the root by a crazed lunatic or something like that. It's not worth your time. Please, if you're a fan, just stick to the original stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, Jurassic Park. Have we not seen too many of those movies? The original movies are great. I love them, but the past two movies have been just horrible. They're not very good at all. I don't know what's going on there. Um, and yes, Power Rangers. We finally get a new Power Rangers movie, and I didn't really particularly think it was a good idea. For one thing, the suits don't look like anything that the original Power Rangers would wear. They completely ripped off. Oh my god, other shows basically to make this into a teen action film, which I'm like, what's the deal with that? Come on here. The original fans are gonna be so pissed off now. Um, and obviously people have mixed opinions about the Star Wars movies. I mean, I think that there was some good and bad with it. Rogue One was great battle scenes, but the story plot just kept going on and on and on, and it's like, okay, as a Star Wars fan, it's like, do something different here to entertain us. Um, Spider-Man Homecoming. How many Spider-Man movies have we had in the past 10 or 11 years? I think it's time to stop making the movies, and just letting people watch the ones that are out there right now. Um, and please don't ever redo the Spawn movie. The Spawn movie is good on its own. We don't need that ever redone. The Transformers movies, Oh my god. I'm not going there. I'm gonna be good about it. Um, let's just say they've pretty much ruined it for me as a fan because I grew up with the '80s cartoon and the comic books, and so yeah, that's where I'm sticking with that. Um, they're talking about doing another Superman movie and Batman movie. I know there's a Justice League movie coming out. I think another Avengers movie. Um, and then they're gonna start doing movies like another It movie and then another Halloween movie and I think another Friday the 13th at some point. Um, all I'm saying as a fan of all these other movies, we want the original ones, the ones that made the franchises what they were. Same thing with Bill and Ted. Like, we like the first two movies. We don't want any more movies that are gonna completely ruin the series. Um, the remake of Red Dawn was absolute garbage and crap. I thought that was one of the worst movies ever made, honestly. The original is amazing. Christian Slater. It's one of those '80s movies that cannot be duplicated. It's just that great. Please don't ever redo Beetlejuice or E.T. or pretty much anything that Steven Spielberg has ever done because honestly, he's one of those directors where you can't really duplicate what he does. Um, that's why, you know, I think that we need to understand that we have a great past with movies. Why don't we just re-release these movies into theaters for the new generation to watch instead of putting mindless garbage out there for people to have to watch? Um, Now, as a Ninja Turtles fan, I was. Here's my theory. I think they tried, and that's good. But as a fan, I like the original movies. I like the cartoons the way they are. I don't feel like they really needed to do that. They could have just, updated the older cartoons in better quality for the new generations and put them on, the apps and things like that for people to get a hold of. Um, so all I'm gonna say is Hollywood and film industry and all these other major worldwide companies that own the rights to all of these movies or whatever, please stop ruining old classic movies from the 90s and 80s and 70s. We just don't want redos anymore because when you redo a movie, it ends up being horrible. Like Judge Dredd, the remake was god awful horrible. RoboCop, the remake, was just torture for my head. I just felt like, when is this gonna end? I mean, this is like one of those migraines you get that you can't get rid of, or like some bowel disease that just reeks in your tummy to the point to where you explode the bathroom. That's what I felt like after I had to watch those movies. The last Garfield movie was pretty bad. Oh my god. So, yeah. And has there really been any good sports movies in the last 2 or 3 years? Can't think of a single one. Honestly, and the horror movies have gone down too. The only one that I really liked that I saw recently in the last year or year or two or something like that was the Blair Witch. I thought that was a decent movie. But any of the other ones I've tried to give like 5 or 6 minutes of my time to try to watch, I'm just like, this is not scary. Um, I mean, it's the same crap over and over again. It's kind of like all they would have to do is just hire a bunch of people who can act off the streets and have them run around like half naked in a forest getting stabbed by some dumbass. Like, seriously. I mean, is it we've gone to a point now in film to where nothing is really changing as far as plots, and I feel like that's really affecting the horror genre right now. Until I watch something that blows me away, like even if there's anybody out there that has like a movie that I might not know about, comment in the section below and say you watch this. It might be kind of interesting. Um, I even thought the Poltergeist remake, it was creepy at times, but I thought the storyline followed nothing with the original movies. Um, and I have good feelings about the Alien movie. People have said that it got good reviews, so I might be checking that out sometime. And I'm not saying that all these movies are not worth your time, but Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 I thought were pretty decent. The last X-Men movie was kind of a disappointment for me as a fan. And Batman versus Superman, or Superman versus Batman, oh my god, that's total crap. I can't stand that. That's just, no. That's wrong. Wrong as a superhero fan, wrong as a comic book fan, wrong in general. So, now, Suicide Squad, I've heard great reviews about. I actually wouldn't mind watching that and checking that out. So yeah, this video is just kind of telling you like what's wrong with Hollywood. Why don't they come up with new ideas? Obviously, they just want to continue ruining old franchises. So, yeah.